Well, I know it has been a while since I've done some XJ content on the channel, but that is going to change. In today's video, I'm going to show you some of the changes I'm doing, kind of plans I have for the Cherokee, and then we are mounting up a new set of wheels and tires so we could get back to rock crawling and wheeling this thing again. As you guys can see, the Cherokee is looking a little sad at the moment, floating in the air. But that's because I have sold the steel wheels and the KM3s that were on the Cherokee to make way for the new set of wheels and tires. Some of the things I have changed, kind of light at the moment, but I have gotten rid of the auxiliary battery setup. It's not really needed if we're just going on day trips, wheeling, and things like that. But I still have the switch panel in the back with the voltmeter and the plugs and everything like that, because I still will run a fridge on day trips just to keep trail sodas cool, any food, anything like that. So I still have that entire setup in the back, and I will not be ever getting rid of that. But for now, I did a new battery because the two batteries that were in it, just from sitting for about a year, they both died pretty much. So I got a brand new red top Optima for it. As you can see, I got rid of the switch panel, or the auxiliary battery, but I did keep the switch panel set up, and I got rid of the auxiliary lighting harness and everything like that. So the only thing being ran off the switch panel is the transmission cooler and the chase light in the rear there. Going around this side, as you can see, the rear bumper's in a little bit of bad shape just from the paint fading, but the Filthy Addictions rear bumper still has been amazing. Zero issues with that. The only thing I do want to change up in the future here soon is the sliders. They're not the greatest. They're actually pretty strong, but just with the support structure and how I made them going to the unibody rail, they bend pretty easily from taking a hit from a rock. As you can see on this side looks a little different. I did paint them though, just so they look good for now. So I will need to peel that paper and tape off. But here, let me rip this back. It did dent into the body of the Jeep when we took a really hard hit wheeling. I want to say one of the last times that we wheeled it, took a really hard hit, and it did a pretty decent dent on the side there, as you can see. So my ultimate plan is get with Filthy Addictions off-road again and get a set of their sliders, and that should be the last set I will ever need for the Cherokee, just because of how well he builds them and how strong they are. Because this rear bumper has been great, and yeah, I think a set of Filthy Addiction sliders will be a good addition to the Cherokee. All right, going from the sliders, let's go into the wheel and tire choice. I've owned the Jeep over 10 years, and I am finally throwing a set of beadlocks on it after I have wheeled the crap out of it on the channel. This is the Raceline Monster beadlocks. I do like the raw aluminum. I liked how the raw aluminum methods looked on the square body, and I figured the raw aluminum race lines that are true beadlocks would look great on the Jeep. So yeah, should be a pretty straightforward install, since I already have put a set together that was previously on the square body. And here is the tires I went with. They are the Mickey Thompson Baja Bosses, and I got them on a deal online. It was a buy 4 get 1 free. So I figured, yeah, they're 17s. I kind of wish I would have stayed with a 15, but for the deal and the money saved, I couldn't beat it. So I'm pretty happy about it. I do like how the tread looks. It looks extremely aggressive. It does feel pretty soft, the lugs, so I think they will do me great off-road. And honestly, I don't care about the tread as long as it's extremely aggressive and works off-road, because I mean, it's a Jeep, so it doesn't really matter. It's going to be loud and be all over the road anyways. So that is what I chose for wheels and tires. And after I get all of them mounted, balance beads in them, everything on the Jeep, I want to go over future plans for the Cherokee, kind of things that I have done in the meantime and things I want to do in the future to make it a beast. Like kind of short-term changes I want to do, and then ultimately long-term changes to bring a lot more XJ content to the channel, and then to slowly build it out for the Cherokee over the next few years to get this thing into a just extremely capable rock crawler pretty much. Okay, so the first thing that I am going to do to actually prep this tire is to get rid of, as you can see here on the inner lip, there's like just a flap from the molding process. It's nothing structural with the tire, but mounting up that first tire was an absolute nightmare because, I mean, kind of check out how much that is going over the bead right there, that rubber. So I need to actually trim that with a razor blade, just take off that excess. And it doesn't look like a lot just from what I'm videotaping right now, but it actually kind of is, to make it the lip of the tire or the bead actually fit over this lip of the bead lock. So I'm just going to get rid of that little bit of roast beef on there and make it so it will actually fit over the beadlock lip itself, to make mounting that tire onto that beadlock a lot easier. Because when I was trying to do, or when I didn't trim it, I was fighting with it for about an hour and a half, and then I trimmed it and it took me all of 5 minutes to get it on there. You don't got to trim a crazy amount, but it does not affect how it goes onto the lip of the beadlock at all, and it should not affect the integrity of the tire or the wheel or anything like that. So the plan is trim off the excess, and then I will show you guys what it looks like after, and then we will get this tire onto that wheel once I get that one off that bucket. So we are at the point of putting on the bolts. I put 2 bolts on each side, and it also corresponds with the lip of the spacer, so it holds each end of each spacer in place, so then the spacer doesn't move or anything like that. But I get these snugged down, all 8 of them, with just a ratchet, get them all snug. And then once I do that, I put the other bolts in place, snug all those down, and then I do a torque sequence where I kind of start at the bolt closest to the valve stem, and I'll go from there to there, and then do the other side, and then just keep going across. And then once I think I have them all tight, and you'll start to see a gap in certain bolts too where you should hit them to torque them just to take up the difference. But then I go in a complete circle from there. And I'll do that twice, and the torque spec is 16 to 18 foot-pounds. I'm doing 18 foot-pounds just to play it safe, but that's kind of what I do for the tightening of the bolts. So I'll get that knocked out, show you guys what I'll do, or what I did with the balance beads, and then from there you guys can see me setting the bead, and then that is mounting up a beadlock or a tire onto a beadlock wheel. So it is flipped around like that. I'm going to take the bag of balance beads, cut and rip it off. I am running 10 ounces of balance beads. I'm using checkered flag balance beads that I picked them up off Amazon. It's a company up in Flagstaff, Arizona, so I figured I will help out a company that is Arizona-based and use their balance beads. But completely cut the top off, and I pour it along the lip. Get it all out of the bag, and then from there I just press on the bead of the tire, and then there's some excess, and I just use my finger, kind of push it all in there, get it all inside of the tire and gone. And these are significantly smaller beads than what I ran from them previously on my tires with steel wheels. And then the set of race lines I previously had on the square body. Blow away all the dust, make sure it is in there, and then now I am going to take it, the wheel, and put it back on the 5-gallon bucket so we could set the bead. All right, putting the chuck on there. The balance beads do come with a new valve stem cap and a longer valve core. So before I start each tire, I actually replace those first. But take that, stick it in my pocket, and let's start putting some air in it. So I feel, so you could hear the bead slowly setting, just from the weight of the tire setting on the outer bead or the inner bead of the wheel. It kind of sets on there anyways. You don't really have to press it down, but you might have to. So this would be a 2-person job. Have someone kind of pushing down wherever you feel the air coming out, if it is on the other side, while someone's shooting air into it. But at least with the first one and this one so far, I don't need to do that. So I will just keep shooting air in it, and then you'll hear it pop. It's kind of scary when it pops also, so I stand back just a little. Boom. There we go. It just sat. All right, going underneath. It is set. So I'll let the air compressor catch up, and then I'm going to air these up to 35 PSI like what I had before. I like how that looks. Front and rear on the Jeep. Yeah, that looks good. I like that, switching it up with the aluminum wheel look. Brand new 35s on there. Yeah, I'm loving it. All right, I'm glad they fit well. Everything went on with no issues. So I think before it gets too dark, I'm gonna mount up one more beadlock, and then in the morning we will hit it hard, get the other 2 done. So when I will see you guys is when all 5 are mounted up, the spare on the back, and then the other 4 on the Jeep itself. And then, yeah, we will see the final product. We'll go over what I've done to the Jeep so far, future plans for it, and just kind of the evolution and the next steps for this rig. Well, here we go. I stayed up late last night, getting all the rest of the beadlocks done, and got them on the Jeep, and I'm loving how it's looking. Here is the spare on the back, and then on the driver's side, front and rear. And the other 2 or the other 3 went a heck of a lot faster because there was no like excess molded rubber on the bead itself. So it went a lot faster doing those 3. I want to say it took about 3 hours to do the first 2, and it took about an hour and a half to do the last 3. So it went pretty quick after I turned the camera off. But I painted the hubs area on the on each axle, got them thrown on there, the beadlocks. We did take it for a test drive after that last night. Got it up to about 65, and it felt great. 0 issues. Rode really smooth, which I'm happy about. And I think these are ready to wheel. One last thing is future plans for the Jeep. So the ultimate plan for this Cherokee is full-blown rock crawler. Roll cage. I have one more set of stiffeners, surprisingly, that I need to install, that I will get on the Jeep as part of that series. 1-ton axles, 14-bolt rear, Dana 60 front, hydro assist, you know, 40s, 42s, just the whole 9 yards, just to make it a full-blown rock crawler. Like I said earlier, I am getting rid of the sliders for the Filthy Addiction sliders. So those will just be cut off, and then I'll add on the Filthy Addictions ones to then tie in the roll cage to them. So it'll be all fully boxed in. Already have the PRP seats, so that is perfect. I just need some harnesses for those. And other than that, yeah, it's just going to be a straight up rock crawler, since we have the square body for overlanding. And you know, Now I need a rock crawler to take to a lot of trails. Still wheel out by the house, do a lot of the things in Arizona, but once we get a tow rig, be able to take this Jeep to other states or just drive it also. The ultimate goal is to have it built up enough to be able to drive to the trail and back home and beat the crap out of it, other than, you know, something catastrophic, or if it gets such bad gas mileage, it's just easier to trailer it. Also, speaking of gas mileage, the goal is to also LS swap it. I do have a 99 GMC 2500 that I bought from the neighbor for cheap. That has a 6-liter and a 4L80E in it. So the ultimate goal is, after I do tons, I want to LS swap it, just so I could be able to move those big 42 inch tires. So that is the ultimate goal. It will take several years. I mean, I don't have the budget to do it overnight, so it will be a long build series in separate parts. But yeah, we're just going to enjoy the Cherokee how it is now, with the Dana 30 and the 8.8 and the brand new set of wheels and tires. And we're going to take this thing wheeling here soon. So yeah, if you guys have gotten this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. If you haven't yet, subscribe, like the video if you like it, and comment down below if you like the direction of the Jeep. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, you guys.